Welcome to Play-by-Play Productions. Today is Friday, April 26th, and it's the first round of the NFL Draft Recap. Let's jump right into it.
You blew it!
So, the first thing that everyone is wondering after the draft, the first round of the draft, is what is Atlanta doing? They're sitting there with the 8th pick in the draft, and they need defensive help. They have Kirk Cousins that they just signed to a $180 million contract, $100 million guaranteed for like 4 years, and they take Michael Penix Jr. I know he had a lot of hype going into the draft since, that national championship run he went on last season. I get it. Makes a lot of sense. He was probably going to go to the Raiders if he would have fallen that far, which I think everybody thought was going to happen. And the Falcons come out of nowhere and take him. To me, it really does not make any sense because he's just going to sit on the bench for like 3-4 years and get no playing time. He's going to learn from Kirk Cousins, but it just does not make any sense to anyone. I just don't understand what they are doing. Even the GM, he had to explain to the owner why they took him at 8 when there were so many good defense players still on the board that they could have taken. Everybody thought they were going to take defensive player. It would have made the most sense for them to take a defensive player because they need help on the defense side of the ball. Well, you just signed Kirk Cousins, like I said, to a $100 million guaranteed contract for like the next 4 years. So why in the world would you go take Penix Jr.? I understand that he's got a ton of potential, and I think he's going to be really good, but it just makes no sense. Like, obviously, if you're going to sign Kirk Cousins to a $180 million deal, you guys are going to think you guys are going to compete. So taking a quarterback at 8 literally makes no sense. And Kirk Cousins, I'll pop this up. I know everybody's seen it. This is what Cousins' agent said. He made it very clear via the NFL Network that the Penix pick came as a big surprise. We had no idea that this was coming. The truth is the whole league had no idea this was coming, which is very true. Nobody knew that was going to happen, but it did. And they go on to say, we got no heads up. Kirk got a call from the Falcons when they were on the clock. That was the first we heard. It never came up in any conversation. So, I don't know if this was like a last minute deal here or what, because he was still sitting there at 8. Truthfully, it just really makes zero sense to do. Please drop your thoughts down in the comments on how you feel about this. If I was an Atlanta fan, I'd be kind of upset about this one. I know Kirk is obviously upset, but it just doesn't make much sense, honestly, to go take Penix Jr. at 8 when you needed a defensive guy to help out the defense. I just don't even know. I don't get it. I know he's got a ton of potential. I think he's going to be really good in like 3 or 4 years when Cousins is done. But, I guess looking to the future of the franchise, it would make sense. But you got your guy, so, why would you want to go take him now? Just does not make a ton of sense to me. But, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think the GM he put his career on the line for this pick, and we're not going to know how it plays out till like 3 or 4 years from now. So it'll be interesting to see. Um, yeah, it's just that was just a crazy one to me. I don't know. I don't understand why you would go ahead and do that, but that's what they did. I think they blew it. I think that was the worst. Has to be one of the worst picks to go down in the NFL draft in recent time. Um, we're not gonna know how good he is until he gets to start, which unless Cousins goes down with an injury, he's gonna get no playing time. Um, yeah, I don't like it. I'm not even a Falcons fan. It just made zero sense. Yeah, I don't know. But that was the biggest thing from the NFL draft. Besides the Bills trading with the Chiefs, again, that makes zero sense because they knock you out of the playoffs like every season. So you're just going to go ahead and trade with your rival. That makes zero sense too, but that's for another time. Moving on to Denver taking Bo Nix. Honestly, I think there are a lot of people that don't like Bo Nix for some reason. I think a lot of people on Twitter have been saying that he's going to be a bust. Personally, I like Bo Nix. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. Um, Obviously, it's between him and Zach Wilson, and everybody knows that Zach is not good at all. To me, I still don't understand why they traded for him. Um, you know, that was not a good one. But anyway, they got Bo Nix. I think that's who they wanted. I think that's who they were planning on taking the whole entire time. Sean Payton was not going to let him not get his quarterback. Yeah, I think he got his quarterback. I can throw up some of his highlights up here from Oregon. I think he did a really great job at Oregon. He came from Auburn and he struggled at Auburn, and he definitely helped Oregon become a stronger program. That jump started his career and put him on the map, definitely for the NFL anyway. Um, I think he's gonna be good. It's gonna obviously take some time for him to get used to everything in the NFL, but Sean Payton's a hell of a coach, so I think he's gonna be able to help him get comfortable in the NFL, and I think he's gonna have a really good career. Um, Moving on, I saw the other day or last night, or I guess this morning it was. Yep, it was this morning that the Vikings and I believe the Patriots tried trading for Justin Herbert, and both teams got just a flat no. And makes sense. I don't know why either of those teams would have thought. I guess they would have thought maybe Harbaugh wants his own guy in there, and they could try to get Herbert, but Chargers are like absolutely not, and makes sense. They take Joe Alt at 5, which is a great pick. He's going to be all pro. He's going to be a really good tackle for the Chargers, and I really like that pick. I kind of thought that they were going to trade back, perhaps with the Vikings, but the Vikings got J.J. McCarthy. Anyway, it was kind of interesting to see that teams approach the Chargers with trades for Herbert, and the Chargers said no. I don't know, like, doesn't make sense as to why they would really want to trade Herbert. He's a fantastic quarterback. I could see it one way with Harbaugh wanting his own guy in there, but also you got an all-pro at quarterback. Why would you want to trade him? So, yeah, they said no. So they got Joe Alt to help that beef up that offensive line and protect Herbert. I think, which is really good. Now moving on to the third quarterback taken off of the board was Drake May. The Patriots think they have got their future quarterback. Personally, I'm not super convinced. He's had like 26 starts at North Carolina, so not a ton of experience. He's only like 21, I think. He's super young. Their offensive line is not good. I know they had injuries last season, and they're supposed to be healthy going into this season. The offensive line problems will be a huge problem for Drake May. Receivers, he's got like Juju Smith-Schuster to throw the ball to, and then his tight end is Hunter Henry. I don't know what other receivers he's got to throw the ball to. I personally really think he's going to be the bust of this draft. I've seen that some people think Jaden Daniels is going to be a bust. Honestly, I really like Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be a great quarterback for Washington. I think they got their guy. I think I really think that the Patriots are. I don't think they got their guy yet. I could be very wrong in saying that they don't, but you know, um, not having a ton of experience at the college level, it'd be interesting to see how he can transition to the NFL. NFL is on obviously a whole nother level. It's going to be hard. The defense, it's tough to read those defenses. They can do a lot of different things. They can show one thing and do another thing. It'll be interesting to see how his career unfolds with the Patriots. Um, you know, Not having a great offensive line does not help, especially if you're under pressure all the time, trying to go through your progressions and different things like that. I think he's going to be the bust of this draft. I don't see him having a successful career with the Patriots. You can drop your thoughts down in the comments about that, what you think. I truly don't think so. I can pop up some of his highlights up here. I know he didn't throw a ton of interceptions or anything like that at college. I think he had let's see, in his career in North Carolina, 63 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. And that was 26, 28 games played at the college level. I just not super convinced of this one. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. I think obviously we don't know, but Zach Wilson kind of the same way. Everybody thought he was going to be good. He was not. It happens every single year. There's always one quarterback that goes super high in the draft that everybody thinks is going to be good, and they're not. They just can't transition to the NFL. It happens. So personally, this is my opinion. I just think Drake is not going to be the guy for the Patriots. Nothing against the Patriots. Or him, honestly. I just don't see that happening. The next thing I had on here was the Bears. Obviously, they got their guy in Caleb Williams, and then they got another receiver in Rome Odunze. He had a big, last season did really well with Washington, helping them get all the way to the national championship. He's joining some great receivers in the Bears receiver room with DJ Moore and then Keenan Allen. I think those three are going to be super exciting to watch. The NFC North is going to be a fun one this year and beyond, obviously. But I think that Caleb is going to help help the Bears get back to the playoffs and hopefully, to help them win some championships. Um, I think he's going to be their first 4,000-yard uh, passing quarterback. I really think he's got what it takes to be a great quarterback in the NFL. And the Bears have been adding a ton of pieces, obviously in the draft and with trades and free agency to help him out. So, yeah, I think that the Bears are gonna. Personally, I think the Bears will make the playoffs this coming year. I think they're a wild card team. You know, with having Caleb Williams have some veteran receivers like DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, having those guys to be able to throw to is definitely going to be a good thing. Their offensive line has been getting better. The defense looked a ton better towards the end of the season last year when they got Montez Sweat. I think that they'll be a wild card team. It's going to be interesting to watch the NFC North all season. I know the Vikings, they have a ton of offensive potential on that team with now having their new guy or their new quarterback, JJ McCarthy. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. He's got a ton of guys to throw the ball to. Yeah, it'll be interesting. The Lions are good. The Packers have been getting better. They have their future quarterback. It'll be fun. I'm excited for the Bears. I'm excited to watch the NFC North and see what happens. Obviously, this kind of happened when Fields was drafted. I thought that he was going to be able to help the organization. Unfortunately, he was not. But, Caleb Williams just seems to be on a different level. Hopefully, I'm right about that. Hopefully, everyone is right in saying that he's going to be a franchise guy for the Bears for a long time. This is something exciting for Chicago to get excited about. They have a ton of talent on the offensive side of the ball and also on the defensive side of the ball. It'll be really exciting this season to watch what they can do. But yeah, I think he's going to be a 4,000-yard passing quarterback, the first in Bears franchise history. He's going to lead them to the playoffs, hopefully a ton of, NFC championship games and Super Bowls. Yeah, really that is all I've got today. I just wanted to go over the NFL draft. Again, you can drop all your thoughts down in the comment section. I like to interact with everybody on this. These are just all of my opinions. I mean, I'm no expert in any of this, so these are just my thoughts. So, that is all I've got. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.